What is up guys, Andy Forrest Team Runner here. Welcome back to another video, and today is a day of Fision 20-mile race. Back at the car now, got everything sorted, bib number collected, shoes on, race kit, got my gels and stuff ready to go. What is the goal today? Well, if you missed the last couple of videos, the goal for today's race is marathon pace practice. That's what today's all about, 18 miles of it. So what I'm going to be doing is the first couple of miles, I'm going to have to be really disciplined and watch everyone shoot off into the distance and run a couple of steady miles, sort of 6:30, 6:20-ish pace. Keep it nice and calm, keep the heart rate low and just kind of get into a groove. And then at mile 3, I'll lock into 18 miles at marathon pace. That's going to be hopefully in the range of 5:55 to 6:05, somewhere in that 10-second window. And I'm just going to see how the body feels today. On a good day, I'd love to see 5:55. On a bad day today, 6:05. That's what I'm hoping for. Yesterday, the legs were pretty heavy. It's been a good old week of training this week. So we'll see how the body responds today. Talking of fueling, let's talk about that. Morton gels are the fuel today. I've got the normal and I've got the calf. I'm going to be aiming to... Oh, and I've got some electrolyte chews away as well that I'm going to be having along the way. I'll be using the water stations out there. I'm going to be aiming to have a gel every 20 to 25 minutes. I want to see how much my stomach can handle. Today is a test. That's how I've got to see it. I've not got to let the ego get in the way. I've got to see this as a test. Race environment, race heart rate, because my heart rate always goes up on race day. Anticipation, excitement, adrenaline, all of that stuff, and see how my body handles having those gels so regularly. So that's that done. It's now 25 minutes to the race start. I'm going to leave the car in about 5 minutes, do a mile jog to the start, and we'll get rolling. Oh, and I'll switch to the head cam and hopefully film this race as best as possible. Just going to 2 miles in. I've done what I said I would do. 6:34 I think was the first mile, and at the moment, see if you can see on the top screen there, 6:19 pace. So we're nearly there at the second mile, and then we can lock in. Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Thank you very much. Cheers. Missed. Well done, Andy. You right, mate? Done, Andy. Well done. Thank you. Cheers, guys. Okay, loop 2, let's roll. So, split 10 miles in, I think it was 1 hour and 30 seconds. And for the last 5 miles, been in no man's land. There's a group in front I'm trying to chase down, getting nowhere. I hope I get to them soon because I need some company. This side is windy. Number 3. Well done, Andy!
Well done! Well done!
So there we go, race done. Pretty darn happy with that. I'm going to go into details very shortly. Back at the car now, just getting fueling back into me. I've got some precision hydration electrolyte drink here, just getting that in. I've got a protein shake as well. I'm doing them separately, so I'm just trying to get everything back in. But fueling went relatively well. We'll talk about that shortly. I'm just loading the splits up on my phone now, so we'll go through that. But I just want to say a massive thanks once again to Rogue Runs for an incredible event. Always Fision, Severn Bridge, all the runs that they do, they're absolutely fantastic. I can't recommend them highly enough. It was a great event out there today. Lovely and warm, getting us ready for the spring marathon. That was interesting, wasn't it? So sun definitely came out today and made it a little bit more of a challenge, but it was good. We stuck to the pace plan. Let's go through it blow by blow. So just waiting for it to load up. But let me tell you, by starting, I succeeded in the first 2 miles. So watching everyone run off was really flipping hard, I'm not gonna lie. But I did it 6:30, 2:33 or something like that for the first mile, and then I think it was like a 6:19 for the second mile. And then, as I said earlier, I gave myself a range between 5:55 and 6:05 to run, depending on how I felt on the day. It didn't feel great yesterday, so it was nice that today went well, because I averaged 5:55 for the marathon pace segment for the 18 miles. But I hasten to add, that is definitely not marathon pace. Let's dive into it. It's loaded up. So 1:59.49 is the time on my watch. 5:58 per mile average heart rate 164. So that's really good. That's exactly where I want it to be. So let's check out the splits. I'll talk through the course. There was wind today. I mentioned it whilst I was out there trying to record. There was wind on the way out of the loop, which was fine because it wasn't on the way back. I've raced this course before where the wind has hit you as you come up the other side of the loop, and that's horrible. Having that wind in your face in the last 5 miles is not pleasant. So it was nice to get that out in the way from miles like 3 to 6 or 7, and then like miles, I don't know, was it 11 to 14 or whatever. So let's check out the splits. Let's tell you what happened. What happened? 6:31, 6:20. How about that? I said 6:30, 6:20, 6:31, 6:20. 1 second out. Pretty darn good. Then we went 5:53, 5:55, 6 flat. So in the first part of the loop, there is a couple of little hills, and I was really cautious up those hills in the first loop because I knew I could feel the wind already, and I thought to myself it would come back to bite me if I pushed too hard. So that was around where that was, and then dropped down the other side, 5:50. 5:55, 5:59 and 6 flat. The reason I'm reading out the splits is because on my watch I don't have the mile splits come up, so I just have auto lap turned off. So I'm just running to feel, really trying to feel out where marathon pace was. I feel like I stuck to it, but I feel like at mile 10 it became harder than marathon pace, and so I don't want it to become harder than marathon pace at mile 10. I'm happy for that to happen at mile like 15, 16, and I can hang on for a final 10 miles, but it would have been, if I was doing a full marathon today, it would have been way too early. So then mile 8, 6 flats, yep, and then 5:51, 5:49, 5:54, 5:54 for miles 9 through to 12. So again, relatively nice and consistent. 13, 5:54, 14, 5:55, 5:53, 5:54, 5:51, 5:53, 5:56, and 6:02. I'm not surprised in that last mile. I was really flagging. I just want to say it very much felt like a training run out there today. There were some really fast runners. Incredible congratulations to Marcus for breaking 1 hour 50, and then Nicholas, who went very close behind him in 1 hour 50, which is just ridiculous times. They're both shooting for Newport as well, so we could see them there. They're going to do big things there, hopefully. And then there was a good group of runners between them and sort of this sub 2 hour mark. I think, I don't know where I came up, was it like 7th, 8th, 9th or something? So it was a good group. Corey ran 1:58, which is fantastic, fellow Forest Dean runner. So there's loads of great results there, and you probably saw from the footage in mile 18 I caught up with a Western Tempo chap, which is a yellow an orange vest, and then a Stroud chap who was a green vest. I kind of hit them at mile 18, I went round them for about a mile, and then they went back round me, and I just thought to myself, yeah, I'm flagging at that point. Mile 19 hit, and I was like, I need company for this last mile. So it basically very much felt like a training run. From miles 1 and 2, it was keeping calm. Miles 3 to 5, I basically got out to where I wanted to be, hitting pace, back past all I guess past the groups, and then I was in no man's land, and it took me, well, you saw by the footage, it took me about 5 miles to just catch some of the runners. And then when I caught them, they were starting to fade. I was still trying to hold, so I couldn't sit in with them, which I really wanted to. I just went round them, and the only lads that I ended up sitting in with were the 2 at the end, which was really nice because they did give me a little bit of a boost at the end just to have someone to hold on to. So overall, a really solid training run, a solid training effect. Very happy that I managed to be disciplined somehow, and a massive congratulations to everyone out there who ran it. It got very hot very quickly, and let's be honest, it wasn't ideal, but it's a good test for those spring marathons, because let's be real, this is the sort of temperatures it's going to be around then. We've been training in much colder. It's good to get used to it. In terms of fueling, very quickly, I managed to have a gel 10 minutes before the race, then I had one at 23 minutes, and at that point, every 20 minutes I had one at 23, 43, 1 hour and 3 minutes, 1 hour and 23 minutes, and I tried to have the 1 hour 43, which is a calf gel, and everything was going fine up to that point, but I felt so sick straight after that I could not have another gel. I was thinking about forcing it down, but I just couldn't. I was physically, the Morton felt like it was coming back up here. So if I think about that logically, that is one before, 10 minutes before the start, and then 4 on the run. So that's 5 gels consumed. During race day, I stopped at every single drink station bar the last one, which I just went through. So I ended up having 5 drinks, which is massive. And I feel that's contributed today to a nice even set of splits out there. Despite it getting hard, fueled well, and it felt good. So there we go, 4 weeks left of marathon training. Really appreciate it, guys. Thanks for the support. Great to see so many of you out there today. Great to catch up with so many of you, and I'll see some of you at Newport, and all of you, the rest of you that are supporting along, thank you so much. That's it for this week's race vlog, guys. If you enjoyed it, please do consider giving it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then.